win. Obviously, Niagara's a really good team, and so for us to come out and play, I thought we played great for about 33, 34, 35 minutes. Played really well. I mean, really executed, really guarded. We're scrappy as heck, rebounded well, did a lot of good things. And we just, the problem's been haunting us for a while now. It's just finishing games. You know what I mean? We were up by 20-some points. I mean, you worked so hard to get that lead. We just didn't finish well. We missed a ton of free throws again. Had a couple of bad turnovers, fouled a little bit, let them score. So, I mean, up until the 5-minute mark or 6-minute mark, I felt like it was we played really well. And then the last 5 minutes kind of makes you sour about how we finished. So we got to be better than that down the road. We know that. I mean, it's almost, I'm not into the whole mental thing. I think, you got to make free throws. If you make free throws, that game we're 14 for 27, make free throws. And we get good free throw shooters shooting those free throws. The game's over. So, we're going to get better at that. We're going to learn from this and get better, but a good win. Obviously, we know Niagara's a really good team, and I thought we defended really well, which is great.
It seemed like, the last time around you guys got the turnovers, you got the points off turnovers, kind of similar to tonight. But obviously that was a 2-point game.
Yep.
The first 30 or so minutes, what was different about this matchup, obviously before they made their run than the previous one?
Well, I thought we defended better. I thought our defense was really good. I mean, our defense tonight was as good as we played all year long. So I thought we really, if you look up there, they had, 32 points with 7-8 minutes to go. They finished with a lot. So I thought our defense has gotten better since we last played them. And I thought, we scored the ball, shared the ball. Greg Gordon was terrific again. Listen, we played them, it's 2 or 3 weeks ago. We've definitely gotten better. We had to get better. We've gotten better, so that part's good. But, listen, they're a good team. We're a good team. I think anytime you play each other, if we play again in the MAC tournament, it'll be another great game. So, we're lucky to get this one tonight.
For the first, 30, 35 minutes, did it seem to you that they were kind of struggling to match your physicality, especially when it came to guarding Greg?
Yeah, we knew at home, they out-rebounded us. I don't even see a stat sheet yet, but they out-rebounded us by 17 at our place. So obviously they're more physical that night and really hurt us on the glass. And tonight, I don't know what the rebounding was, but it wasn't minus 17. We were much better on the glass tonight. So yeah, I thought we were a little more physical, a little stronger, played well together, on both ends of the floor. So yeah, if that game would have ended with 5 minutes to go, I'd be sitting here happy as heck, feeling like, man, it's probably our best win of the season. But you got to count the last 5 minutes, and that was scary. That was really scary. We were like, almost, what do they call it? We almost, from the jaws of defeat, from the jaws of victory, we just almost snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. And we're doing that too much. So we got to get better at that. But, we got to make free throws, So, well, we're going to work on that. We got a big game on Saturday, so we got to get back to it.
Obviously, you weren't coaching the league last year. The last couple of years, it's been pretty wide open and pretty wild down the stretch. Obviously, there's still a ways to go here, and Quinnipiac has kind of got a stranglehold right now. But does it seem like there's a whole handful of teams that could end up, cutting down the net at the end of the MAC tournament?
I've said this for the last few weeks. There's not a score that I see that I'm surprised by. I think anybody could be anybody else. I think there's a lot of parity, and I think teams are getting better. Every team we played the last few weeks, they're, like Niagara was on a win streak. Ryder been on a win streak. Teams are playing better, getting better. Fairfield had won a bunch of games in a row for a while there. So I think, and we're starting to play better. So I think teams are just getting better. It's a good league. This year I think it's as balanced and as competitive as maybe it's been in a while from top to bottom. So there's not a score that surprises me. When we have to continue to get better, because I think everybody else will too.
You've had quite a bit of success in your career on the Western New York swing. If you hadn't pulled this one out, would you had to give it to the guys about ruining your record a little bit there?
Well, and it's like in every one of these games we went up here against David on the Western swing, it was always close, and so it'd been nice to have a nice game where you can enjoy the last few minutes of the game and just kind of relax, maybe play the bench guys a little bit more, and so not that at all tonight. So it feels very similar. Like you're just happy to win. So we'd like to we got to get ourselves ready for a big game on on Saturday for us, because you come up here and like you get the first one, you want to get the second one too. And Canisius is good, and Canisius played really well here the other night. And they're big and they're physical. So yeah, no, it feels good to get a win. I mean, it's nice. It's not snowing. It's not cold. It's nice out today. There's no snow on the ground. So it's actually been enjoyable so far. It's been an enjoyable trip. Until about 5 minutes ago in the game, it was a really enjoyable trip.
You mentioned the free throw shooting was the big concern in the last 5 minutes. Outside of that, what do you attribute more to, I guess, what happened in the last 5 minutes? Was it your guys slipping up? Was it Niagara with the pace at that moment, finding a rhythm? What do you attribute outside of the free throws, which obviously was a huge factor?
Well, when you're behind, you can kind of play a little bit loose, right? So you're just playing with kind of carefree. I thought what happens is if you hit a couple threes, then your defense starts to stretch and try to take care of the threes. And then they start driving the ball to the basket and getting fouled and shooting layups. So I thought, a couple of times they scored in like 3 or 4 seconds. So it's like what you don't want is more possessions, right? Like you like to be if they scored but they used time, then we're fine, right? But it was like get in bounds, throw the ball down the floor, drive the ball to the hole, lay it up, and it's like in 4 seconds, and like we're back on offense again, and we're not making free throws. It's like things are happening too quick for us. So we got to guard better at the end of the game. We've tried a few things. We tried to play in zone. We stopped pressing. Maybe we got to keep. It's unusual. It's definitely. Like I've been a head coach for 23 years. It's one of the strangest things I've seen, because I think we have older guys, we have experienced guys. We don't turn it over a lot, but we just like don't finish games the right way. And so I think we need to have a game where we actually do that maybe a little bit better. I thought tonight would have been a great chance for us to maybe get better at that, but we're kind of back to the drawing board on that one. But thank God it's not. Listen, I mean, you'd hate to lose a game honestly, like you hate to lose a game like that based on, but Niagara's dangerous. I mean, they got a lot of guys that can score in from Bayless and Henderson and Budowski and Marble and Bullock played great tonight. They got a lot of weapons out there, and so it just takes a couple baskets, and all of a sudden we're in trouble. And that's why you never feel comfortable in a game. I never feel comfortable till that thing's over, and because crazy stuff can happen.
And then the only other thing I have is just talk about Greg Gordon's performance tonight. He was carrying your team in the first half,
Yep.
Finishes with over 30 points, 10 rebounds, double-double for him. Just to talk a little bit about what he did out there today.
Yeah, he's been terrific. He's played so well like the last couple of weeks, and he's really locked in. His mindset's really good. I think when he's shooting the field, he shot a good percentage. Got to the free throw line. He's also a really good passer too. So I think as he develops, he'll be able to draw more guys and kick it out. But he's really playing well. We thought when we recruited Greg, he'd have a chance to be a really good player in this conference, and he's starting to kind of to do what he can do. He's just learning. He's getting better. His basketball background is not as strong, maybe some other guys, but sometimes that's better because he makes bigger gains. I think every day or every game is new for him. I like the fact that he had a great weekend last weekend. I think he was MAC Player of the Week, and he came out tonight with a mindset of like going and being aggressive and going and like he was the first guy out for warm-ups. I noticed that kind of stuff. It's like sometimes a guy, you watch guys who play really well, they get a little bit cool, and then they come out late, or they wear a different colored shirt, or they do this or they do that. He was out. He was locked in. I felt good about that. He played terrific. So I'd rather have a guy like Greg who's sometimes you got to rein him in a little bit, but I like the fact that he's aggressive. He really gets after it. So he was good.